Have you ever noticed this strange feeling? You're trying to improve your life. You're watching the right videos, reading the right advice, trying to be disciplined. But instead of feeling stronger, you feel tired. Not physically, mentally. And what's confusing is this. You're not lazy. You're not doing nothing. So why does everything still feel heavy? Here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. Burnout doesn't come from doing too little. It comes from doing life in a way your mind was never designed for. And Japanese culture figured this out quietly, not through motivation, but through design. By the end of this video, you'll understand why trying harder is often the exact reason you feel exhausted, and what to do instead. Let's be clear about something first. If you feel mentally tired all the time, if even small tasks feel draining, if weekends don't really refresh you anymore, there is nothing wrong with you. Most people today live under constant pressure without realizing it. Pressure to optimize, pressure to improve, pressure to use time wisely. And over time, that pressure turns into quiet burnout. Not a dramatic collapse, just low energy, low patience, low motivation. The danger is this. When burnout becomes normal, you start blaming yourself. You think, I should be stronger. I should be more disciplined. I just need to push through. But pushing through is exactly what makes it worse. Japanese habits approach this problem from a completely different angle. They don't ask, how do I force myself? They ask, how do I stop exhausting my mind? By the end of this video, you'll see burnout differently, not as a personal failure, but as a design problem that can be fixed. Think of your mind like a battery, not a phone battery. Those recharge fast. More like an old laptop battery. It doesn't drain because of one big task. It drains because of many small leaks happening all day. Notifications, decisions, noise, unfinished thoughts, constant self-evaluation. Most advice tells you to recharge by resting more. But what if the real problem isn't lack of rest? What if it's too much unnecessary mental friction? Japanese culture focuses less on recovery and more on preventing the drain in the first place. And this is where most advice gets it completely wrong. Habit 1. They reduce decisions before they reduce work. Most people try to reduce workload. Japanese systems reduce decisions. What to wear, what to eat, when to work, how to start. When every day requires hundreds of small choices, your brain gets tired before real work even begins. In Japan, many people eat similar meals daily, wear similar clothing, follow predictable routines, not because they lack creativity, but because creativity needs energy. The small shift. Choose fewer options for everyday things. Save thinking for what actually matters. This works because decision fatigue drains the same mental energy needed for focus and motivation. And once that energy is gone, even simple tasks feel overwhelming. Which leads to the next habit. Habit 2. They respect natural stopping points. Most people stop when they are exhausted. Japanese habits stop when a natural pause appears. Instead of pushing until burnout, they stop at clean edges. Finishing a page, completing one section, ending at a logical point. This keeps the mind from feeling constantly unfinished. When you always stop mid-task, your brain keeps the work open in the background. That creates mental noise even during rest. The small shift. End work at a clear stopping point, even if it feels early. Psychologically, this gives your mind permission to rest without guilt. And that guilt is one of the biggest burnout accelerators. Habit 3. They separate effort from self-worth. In many cultures, productivity equals value. If you didn't do enough, you feel like you're not enough. Japanese thinking quietly separates the two. Effort is something you practice. Self-worth is not up for debate. When effort and identity get mixed, every failure feels personal. And personal failures drain energy faster than any task. The small shift. Treat effort like practice, not proof of worth. This works because the brain performs better when it feels safe, not judged. Which brings us to something subtle but powerful. Habit 4. They build rest into the day, not just the weekend. Most people push all week and try to recover on weekends. Japanese habits insert small pauses daily. Not long breaks, not scrolling, just moments of mental stillness. A short walk, quiet tea time, looking outside a window. These moments interrupt mental overload before it accumulates. The small shift. Add tiny pauses during the day, not after collapse. Burnout isn't prevented by long rest. It's prevented by frequent relief. And relief works best when it's regular. Habit 5. They avoid constant self-optimization. In many places, self-improvement never stops. Track everything. Fix everything. Upgrade everything. Japanese philosophy accepts that some days are average, and that's fine. Constant optimization creates constant dissatisfaction. The mind needs periods where nothing needs fixing. The small shift. Allow parts of your life to remain good enough. Psychologically, this lowers background stress and restores mental stability. And stability is what energy grows from. Habit 6. They finish the day on paper, not in their head. Most people end their day like this. Lying in bed, mind racing, replaying conversations, remembering unfinished tasks. Your body is tired, but your brain is still at work. In Japan, there's a quiet habit of externalizing the mind before rest. Writing things down, not planning, just unloading. To-do lists for tomorrow. Loose thoughts, things that feel unresolved. This isn't productivity. It's mental closure. When thoughts stay in your head, the brain treats them as unfinished business. And unfinished business keeps the stress system active. The small shift. Before sleep, write down everything still occupying your mind. No organizing, no fixing, just transfer it out. Psychologically, this tells your brain, it's safe to stop now. And when the brain feels safe, recovery finally begins. Which connects to the final habit, one that most people overlook completely. Habit 7. They respect seasonal energy, not constant output. Modern life expects the same energy every day, every week, every month. But the human mind doesn't work that way. In Japan, there's a deep respect for natural cycles. Not just seasons in nature, seasons in life. Some periods are high energy. Others are slower, quieter, more reflective. Burnout often happens when people demand peak performance during a low-energy phase. The small shift. Stop judging low-energy periods. Use them for maintenance, learning, or recovery, not pushing. This works because the mind recovers faster when it's not under constant evaluation. Productivity isn't a straight line. It's a rhythm. And respecting that rhythm is one of the most powerful burnout prevention habits there is. Here's the most important shift. Burnout is not a sign that you're weak. It's a sign that you've been fighting your own mind, comparing yourself, pushing against natural limits, treating rest like something to earn. Japanese habits don't demand more discipline. They demand more alignment. When your environment supports you, effort feels lighter. Success isn't about intensity. It's about direction. And direction can be corrected gently, without shame. If this video feels like it's describing you, that's not a coincidence. It means your mind is asking for a different approach. If this video helped you see your burnout differently, subscribe to this channel, not for motivation, but for clarity, the kind that actually lasts. You're not behind. You're just learning a better way forward.